Okay, so I'm on page 1 of our Thanksgiving review unit, and we're going to start with fractions because I know we all love fractions, so we're just going to have some extra practice with fractions over the Thanksgiving break. So first, we're going to practice multiplying fractions. I'm going to do the first couple for you. Now it says draw an area model for each of the following multiplication problems. You don't have to worry about this. All I want you to do is write the answer. So if I am multiplying fractions, for some reason, all students have this cross multiply method stuck in their head. Do not cross multiply. Erase it. Pretend like you never ever learned it. Whenever you're multiplying fractions, you multiply straight across. So you guys are making it harder than it is. Whenever you multiply, the denominators do not have to be the same. All you do is multiply straight across. So 1 times 5 gives me 5. 3 times 6 gives me 18. I could see if these reduce, but I can't. So this is my final answer. And you can check your answers too at the bottom of the page. All right, let's go on to page 2 of the review packet. So we're going to be dividing fractions here. So dividing fractions, we're going to do an extra step. So let's look at this first problem, number 1. Or actually, let's do a harder one. Let's look at number 11 right here. Also, make sure you guys are showing your work in these problems. So here's a mixed fraction here. I first want to turn it into an improper fraction. So I know that I'm going to say 3 times 2 will give me 6, plus 1 gives me 7. So this gives me 7 over 3 divided by 1 over 6. So here what I did is I did 3 times 2, and then I added the 1. That's how we get the 7 on the top. Okay. So we have this lovely thing. Whenever we see divided, when we're dividing fractions like this, I say copy, change, flip. So we take our first fraction, and I'm going to copy it exactly like it was here. So 7 over 3, that stays the same. I'm going to change the sign. So this is division. The opposite of division, or the inverse operation I should say, is multiplication. So I copied this fraction, I changed the sign, and now I'm going to flip this fraction. So this is going to become 6 over 1. So now the whole point of doing copy, change, flip is because now I have my multiplication. And I know that we just multiply straight across. So 7 times 6 gives me 42. And 3 times 1 gives me 3. Now 42 divided by 3, that actually goes in evenly, and I could double check over here. So 42 divided by 3 goes in one time. Bring down my 12, and 14. So 42 divided by 3 reduces to 14. That's my answer for number 11. I can double check, and yes, 11 is 14. Now, there's a couple examples at the top, and I want to go through this first one. Whenever you have a fraction divided by a fraction, this is in a different notation than we're used to. What I recommend doing is rewriting it like this. So 1 1/2 divided by 1 over 6, and then you can go through the same steps that I just went through before. 2 times 1 gives me 2, plus 1 gives me 3. So this is 3 over 2 divided by 1 over 6. I do my copy, change, flip. So 3 over 2 times 6 over 1. And I multiply straight across. 3 times 6 gives me 18. 2 times 1 gives me 2. And I know 18 divided by 2 is 9.